Okay, so another one. Right, and I think this is the one that's going to be the infinite matter solution, so I can't see it right now. But, I mean, it's the one video I haven't done yet. So, I'm going to write the augmented matrix. There it is. Here we go, looking like this. Okay. Now then, again, I want a 1 top left. Okay. So the idea is I can't swap anything. I can't swap any rows around. There's no 1s, there's no 1x's. It's not as easy as sometimes it is. But this is not too bad, because if I divide everything by -4, think about it. The book might say multiply by -1/4, but how do you get a 1? Divide by itself. Divide everything by -4, and actually these are just all -4s right now. That's just coincidence. So I'm going to do this, instead of writing everything again, which is tedious, I'm going to divide everything by -4. That'll be a 1, that'll be a 1, that'll be a 1, that'll be 1. Again, just coincidence on this one. So 1, 1, 1, 1. I divided that first row by -4. Okay, right then. So the tedious bit. Write it again. How do I get that to be a 0? You multiply this by 12 and add it to this. Okay, so that'll give me the 0. But also multiply this by 12 and add it to this. That'll give me 1. Multiply this by 12, add it to this. That'll give me 2. Multiply this by 12, add it to this. That'll give me 3. Okay, there we go. How do I get this here, this -8, to be a 0? Okay, well, I'd multiply this by 8 and add it to this. That'll give me the 0. So multiply this by 8 and add it to that. So that's 8 take away 7 is 1. Multiply this by 8 is 8. Add it -6, that's 2. Multiply this by 8, that's 8. Add -5, that's 3. Now straight away, look at this. See that? Big hint there. Remember the previous one, I had something similar, but I had 2 different numbers on this side. That's why I knew it was no solution. This looks like it's going to be infinite matter solutions. Otherwise, everything's going to vanish, but I'll end up with 0, all zeros at the bottom row. But let's do it anyway. The whole idea isn't for me to now get a 0 there. Okay, so again, tedious bit 1, 1, 1, 1. Second row 0, 1, 2, 3. Right, multiply this by -1 and add it to that. I will get that 0 in the second place on the bottom row. Multiply this by -1 and add it to that. That'll give me 0. Probably can all see what's going to happen here. This times by -1 and add it to that. That's 0. Okay, there we go. So I have that. So what I'm going to do now is this. Remember this from the previous videos when we were just doing systems of equations, not with matrices, but I ended up with 0 equals 0 at the bottom. I'm going to say this. Okay, let the z equal z. Okay, so we're going to just, there we go. Well, this is kind of like me saying the bottom. Right, we've got z. So this here means y plus 2z equals 3. Okay, remember, we don't have any x's. So I've got that. Y plus 2z equals 3. So y equals, if I take away 2z from both sides, -2z plus 3. Okay, so there's y. So what does x equal? Well, again, I'm going to use the top row. And this is x plus y plus z equals 1. Well, again, y is -2z plus 3. So -2z plus 3. Z, of course, we've called the letter z. Yeah, great. Equals 1. Okay. So what do I have here? X minus 2z plus 3 plus z equals 1. So what's here? -2z plus 1z is -1z. So I've still got the plus 3. I've still got the x. So if I add 1z to both sides and take away 3, if I add 1z to both sides and take away the 3, that's a 2, right? That's a z minus 2. That should be the answer. And actually, if I take a look, double check, because I've got an answer key here. There you go, look at that, right there. Okay, go back. So again, I'll write it properly. So let's have a look at this. Z minus 2 is what we're going to call x. Negative 2. Z plus 3 is the y. And, there's z. Everything's defined in terms of z. There you go. That would be the answer.